Yo, it's Nathan Selove from Oakcroft Films, and I am here to talk to you about an actual serious issue this time. Now, I know that the last time that I said that this was going to be a serious issue, I spent 4 minutes talking about toilet paper, but this one actually is serious. Recently, a friend approached me and brought to my attention this petition that was currently on whitehouse.gov that was trying to encourage President Obama to urge the FDA to start letting homosexual men donate blood. And of course, my first response was, oh wow, they want to donate blood now? What's next? They're gonna try to serve in the military openly? Oh wait. If any of you are, friends of mine or have ever seen my Facebook page or have ever been in a conversation with me for more than 5 minutes, you are probably aware that I'm a very strong supporter of gay rights. So I decided that I'd take her advice and make a little statement. Let's begin by a brief explanation of the origin of this ban. In 1985, the FDA placed a ban on the donation of any blood from a homosexual who's had sex since 1977 in an attempt to mitigate AIDS. Now, this was done on the basis that anal intercourse had a much higher risk of transmitting HIV than any other form of sexual intercourse or activity. Now, they said that this was done on the basis of science and not discrimination. However, the ban was only on homosexual men, failing to take into account that AIDS isn't just for gay people. Now, it is true that according to the Center for Disease Control, that 77% of males who have AIDS engage in homosexual activity. However, it is also true that 86% of females who have AIDS are heterosexual. So a higher percent of females who have AIDS are heterosexual than the percent of males who have AIDS that are homosexual. And yet, the ban is on homosexual men. So maybe if you want to be scientific and not discriminatory, let's make a ban on heterosexual women donating blood. Or, better idea, maybe you could base your criteria on whether or not the individual has tested positive for HIV or if they've had unprotected sexual activity recently and not the sexual orientation of said activity. Under the current system, a heterosexual woman can have sex with multiple different infected individuals and be able to donate blood after a year, but a homosexual individual who has been living in chastity since 1978 can't donate blood. So how is this not discrimination? According to the Center for Disease Control, 80% of homosexual men have healthy blood, perfect for donation. One of the biggest problems with this ban is that it paints homosexuals up as being this group of people that goes around and has a bunch of unprotected sex with every guy they see. And it's true that there are some homosexual men that are very loose in who they sleep with, whereas it's also true that there are a lot of heterosexual men that are very loose as to what women they sleep with. But a majority of them want to get married and live the American dream with their partner. It is stereotypes like these that cause people to actually come up to me and ask, well, why do homosexuals want to get married? I mean, don't most of them just sleep around with everyone anyway? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't homosexuals mostly polygamous? And if you actually think that, I will correct you, because you are wrong. First of all, why would they be pushing for equal marriage if they didn't want to get married? Why would the Human Rights Campaign have over 1 million likes if they didn't actually care about getting married? It's certainly not because they want to destroy the foundations of marriage. Tiger Woods, Newt Gingrich, and Britney Spears are already doing a wonderful job at that. It's because they actually love each other. And they shouldn't have to wait for the rest of the nation to recognize their love. So, please, sign the petition linked below. It might not be a petition to legalize gay marriage, but it's a step. All civil rights movements begin with steps. And recently we have taken a major step. Homosexual men and women can now serve openly in the military. Let me remind you that during the African American civil rights movement, one of the first places to desegregate was the military. And then later, A brave man gathered a group of Americans in Washington, D.C., and he presented them a dream. A dream that one day, he and his fellow Americans would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. 50 years later, we have an African American president. So now I would like to present to you a different dream. A dream that when I have kids, that they will be able to walk down the street and see two men holding hands, or two women holding hands, and view them no differently than if they were a man and a woman holding hands. We can do this. We are making incredible progress. So please, help us take this step, this small step, make a difference, and sign the petition.